Tahija, in leading this uh, very special trip to the former Yugoslavia as our resident scholar, you're from Bosnia. Can you explain a little bit about what it means you're from Bosnia? What does that mean to someone? And now that the former Yugoslavia is made up of many different countries of which we'll be visiting, how might people see these distinctions in their travels?
So Yugoslavia had unity of Slavs and cultures for a long time, and there were many similarities, but there were always a little differences as well. So you will see difference in architecture, difference in a lot of places of worship. Churches will be different in Croatia from churches in Serbia, and then you will have a lot of mosques and churches in Bosnia. So you will notice that architecture is different, and after the Roman Empire was divided into eastern and western part, that sort of evolved into Catholicism and Eastern Orthodoxy, and with coming of Ottomans, all these influences were still there, but the small parts of Yugoslavia were united. That's still there, but the similarities are really bigger than differences. So it's not going to be, you will not know when you cross the border. There's no obvious difference in culture or food, or that it will hit you right away. It takes some time, and if you're familiar with accents and languages, you will notice different accents, different dialects. So that's, to someone who knows the area, knows the languages, that will be very obvious. But other than that, there are many more similarities than differences. Even now, after they're all different countries, there is a lot of that Slav mentality and culture that is still there.
Are there any cultural taboos that people should be concerned about? For example, I see behind you,
yes,
you have what looks like a beautiful Quran. This is from a family, from your family?
This used to be my grandfather's. It's actually a collection of different prayers and chapters from Quran, and so it's a compilation of different things with hand-drawn illustrations.
For someone who's traveled a lot in the Muslim world, do they have to feel any special sensitivities traveling in Bosnia? Do they have to feel they have to dress conservatively, or can you describe a little
Sure.
bit? Because for people who haven't traveled a lot in the region, you can go from anywhere from Turkey and feel Istanbul, like you're on the Upper East Side of New York,
Yeah.
to somewhere like Saudi Arabia, where you feel the presence of Islam everywhere you go.
Sure.
Where does Bosnia and life fit in?
Clothing-wise, there is no really difference. It's a European, very much, you will feel like you're part of Europe. There is no reason to worry about being particularly concerned. Of course, respectfully dressed is important, but not needed to cover too much or be concerned about that. There are some cultural customs that are, for example, consumption of alcohol might be more present in Serbia or Croatia. In Bosnia, some restaurants or cafes won't serve alcohol, so that's, although there are many places they do, including a big brewery that we have beer in the city, but it is sort of a melting pot of different things, and there are restaurants that won't serve alcohol. The other thing is, if you are visiting a home or entering a place of worship, a mosque, you would need to take your shoes off. So that's one of the cultural customs that you will see mostly with Muslims, although other people sometimes do that too, but it is in Muslim private space, that's a cultural norm.
Well, thank you for sharing some of these cultural tidbits that make people more aware, and I'm sure it's going to be a fascinating trip, and your insight will make it a special trip that people couldn't have on their own just visiting the region.
Thank you.